Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Onesimus Strachan. I've lived in Arizona for a total of 32 years, 16 in Pima County, 16 in Maricopa County. Enjoy Phoenix and all that Phoenix offers. I was a student athlete at the University of Arizona in 1987, came to you from Nassau, Bahamas. And I've just had an opportunity to be around and watch Arizona just go through a very big boom, sonic boom. I'm grateful to be here operating in this capacity. I started very humbly, single mother of household of 8. And we learn how to really be faithful and really lean on each other, work along with each other to get where it is that we are in life. Nothing was handed to us. We had to really work hard and navigate our way through. We were raised in underserved, underprivileged community, lacking a lot of resources and support and access to necessities such as good education, medical services, jobs, transportation, utilities, all the typical things that you would see some of our communities are struggling with. So naturally, a lot of my work has been towards similar circumstances for people living in underserved, privileged communities. So I'm proud of it. I enjoy it tremendously, and I look forward to continuing my work with you as I are at a place in my life where I have a lot more that I can do and offer and give back. So I thank you for the opportunity to be here today, um, and I look forward to being a part of this executive board. How did I contribute to the county candidates during the 2020 election? I will tell you what, I went out and I was available to all the county candidates. I signed all of their petitions and so forth to get them on the ballot. I pretty much used that as an opportunity not only to learn, but to also show support and that we were there, whatever it is that you need. I offered myself tremendously. I know I did a lot of canvassing through that period of time as campaign manager on Cynthia Stella's campaign and getting ready for that race. I was able to go out and canvass. I canvassed and knocked doors for the Mike Bloomberg ground team. And as a part of that, I think there was Rebecca Rios and Diego Rodriguez who had their signature cards to collect signatures as well as canvass on their behalf. So I joined in and I did that. I also did the same for Martin Casada and Rich Andrade over in the Maryville area. I went out as a part of the Cynthia Stella campaign manager and ground team, and we pretty much knocked and canvassed on their behalf as well. I certainly reached out to one of the county attorneys candidates and offered my support there to try and help move that campaign forward. Tamika, as well as Dan Toperick for treasurer. And I'll continue that passionate work in trying to advance candidates and get them on the ballot and get them elected. So I've been active. I think I signed everyone's ballot, including Adrian Fontes, the treasurers, the supervisors, Gallardo, attorney, and a board member, Maricopa Community College board member, and the LD 27 slate, the Reginald, Diego, and Rebecca. So I'm active. I encourage everyone to take part as they can. A lot of my time, however, went to trying to get someone elected to the local city council for Phoenix, Cynthia Stella, and I've been passionately working that campaign for the last 7, 8 months. So I don't intend to stop, and I'll continue my efforts to try and get our county candidates elected. Um, what unique skills or experience will you bring to the board? I have a tremendous amount of work experience, over 30 years of professional experience. I have a master's degree in accounting, and I started off my career as an accountant with the University of Arizona's Controller's Office, moved into the rank and file as a business manager, and then a business manager senior, had a role at ASU, assistant director of School of Earth and Space Exploration as their um, administration and business services officer. And from there, I went on, I did some mortgages throughout my career as well. worked for Bank of America for a little while, and then I went on to DC with DC government as a deputy director over there with DC government Department of Parks and Recs. Came back, bought a small business, completed my education, and like everyone else, continued to grow and develop myself and try and do well for me, my family, my community. So I have a tremendous amount of leadership experience to go along with my technical knowledge of accounting, as well as all the pretty much computer softwares and stuff out there that you need to function and operate these days. I know things have drastically changed since the COVID-19 shutdown, and there's some new tools out there. So I'll pretty much have to get strong in utilizing some of those tools to organize and to bring people together and to have meetings and to advance the efforts of the Maricopa County Party, Democratic County Party forward. You know, without trying to pretty much drag this on, I know a lot of you, just like myself, have a lot of experience working campaigns, working around campaigns. I was a candidate for District 8, and that's what really got me off of the sidelines and got me on an accelerated path to understanding campaigns and campaign management. Running them, being a candidate for District 8 was eye-opening. 7 candidates to compete against in that effort. From there, I assisted Mike Johnson's runoff campaign. Had the opportunity to learn from Jim Malicki. I think some of you know who he is. Saw how he shaped campaigns, his thought process, and how he went about executing them. So I've had a great leader and mentor there from Jim Malicki and Mike Johnson, and how to campaign and be very, very competitive and successful in campaigning. From there, I went on, like I said, and I joined Cynthia Stella's campaign efforts. So I've been active all throughout, organizing, structuring campaigns, executing campaign plans, campaign treasurer, finance reports, the 9 yards, marketing, strategizing, executing, and implementing. So I'm very proud of that set of experience as well. Most importantly, I think I'm good at bringing people together and connecting with folks, motivating and leading. And that's some of my biggest strength. My leadership, communication, team building, the strategic planning and implementation, and the problem solving, flexibility, adaptability, and managing people, directing their efforts to attain great outcomes. Some of the more softer skills that you would need to be successful in this role. Like I said, my interpersonal skills, I easily connect with people. I'm gifted in bringing them together and working together with people. And that is a strength unto itself that shows power and cohesiveness as a unified front. So I thank you for the opportunity to be here and serve you in that capacity. What are my priorities in this position on the board or as a board member in general? You know, I observed from a distance. Like I said, I was working on the city council race and with Cynthia Stella. So I didn't have an opportunity to get hands-on, but I observed from a distance. And I will tell you, I was heartbroken and disappointed to see that we lost so many of the contests down ballot. So I am running to ensure more Democrats are elected down ballots to seats such as the governor, county offices, state senate seats, state house seats, city councilors, judicial, school boards. And I'll continue working aggressively to achieve such outcomes. Like I said, I was appalled to see that we lost the county recorder seat. Adrian Fuentes did a phenomenal job serving the community and the state, the Maricopa County community when he went in as county recorder, and I hate to see that we lost that. The supervisor seat, I think the only one we got was Steve, and all the other contested seats we lost that on. The county attorney, the county treasurer. So we have a lot of work to do, and I'm offering myself up here to be a part of moving this party forward and capturing some of those seats, and not only capturing them, but holding on to them for quite some time as well. As your second vice chair, I'll ensure that the LDs and the party is well prepared for the 2022 election cycle by working to increase the number of PCs district-wide that we have on board. District 18, I know, has done a phenomenal job. Some of the other districts has done a phenomenal job in recruiting PCs. We need to do that district-wide this cycle to be prepared for 2022. I want to increase the registered voters. That's a good way to really get in traction and winning some of these seats and educating the community on the importance to vote and the urgency of voting, right? Through that, I also will be working to increase volunteer pool, fundraising, increase fundraising outcomes, bring back some of that campaign management seminars. I think I went to a training at the convention center before I started running for City Council District 8 several years back, and I know there were some wonderful classes that I was able to take to teach me and prepare me on that race and what it is that I can expect. I know that's when I met Adrian, because he had a big class and I attended his class. We're very well informed. We need to see more of that and build more resource network groups, and I'm committed to doing stuff like that. So I'm coming in and I'm coming in very steadily, and I'm coming in very strong to try and keep moving this party forward as an executive board member, as your second vice chair, to try and impact these outcomes that we need to see happen here in Arizona. How will I work to create a more diverse Maricopa County? Well, just getting off of the sidelines, being an African-American male, being a Black male, that's a start to diversity. Joining this board would be a start to adding diversity to Maricopa County Democratic Party. From there, naturally, a lot of my contacts are in the African-American community, and it's just a matter of time to reignite the African-American community, come out and show support for the Democratic County, the Maricopa County Democratic Party. I think that has fallen off in the last few decades. It's time to, like I say, reignite that and reinvigorate that and pull everybody back into the fold and start recruiting our neighbors, start recruiting folks that we run into, and not only just focus on the African-American community. We still have a lot of work to do in the Hispanic community. I'm very proud of the response that the Hispanic community offered in this last election cycle and leading up to this election cycle. You could see the growth coming, and we still have to foster that. And really, truly, I think we'll be a well-rounded community. I know there's a lot of progressive ideas and agendas coming forward as well, so we have to reach out and make sure that our LGBTQ community and transgender community is included in the Maricopa Party at the table and have a voice as well. As a whole, I think we will do well as a unit to go forward with one voice and represent all parts of this community and all parts of this Maricopa Valley. We have a beautiful mix of people, and I'd like to see us recruit, and bring in folks as PCs and volunteers, all hands on deck. And certainly what I would want to do is to register countywide, register as many voters as we can, especially in the LDs where registered voter numbers are below 85%. Of the resident number. I think that's an important target to make sure we have included all people and all areas of the valley, all areas of the county in regards to integrating Maricopa County Democratic Party. I think within that effort, if we set targets then to register at least 95% of the people of color who live in those LDs, I think we would do a good job in regards to growing our mix and making sure that we are a diverse group of people. So I'm excited about it. And like I said, it's time to increase those numbers. We need to at least have registered 85% of the residents of each LD. So that's a charge. Got a lot of work to do, and I'm excited about it. And I'd like to see everyone join in on that. How will I assist LDs and PCs to organize in 2021? for the successes in 2022. And this is good. And I will tell you, I didn't come up with all these ideas by myself. I have a very strong group of advisors and strategic people that I've been connected to that has pretty much helped me shape my thoughts and my ideas. So I'm not claiming all this by myself, but some of the things that we talk about that can be notably effective is to work to ensure that LDs are equitable all the way around. Now, the interesting thing about it, a lot of people talk about fundraising and monies in some areas in the county is more affluent and richer and have access to more money and resources in other areas, which is true. So inequitability, if it means just overlapping and coming together and sharing some of those financial resources, we have to start looking and doing some of that. If it means sharing some manpower as resource, we have to start looking at doing some of that. So I'm going to encourage everybody that's operating in strong LDs to reach out to those that are operating in not so strong LDs and help them get up to that level of success that you're able to attain. So I'll be working hard to create those coalition and bridges to try and pull people collectively working together to try and strengthen the party district-wide. So we'll work as a group to help the less active LDs and bring them to their full potential. Additionally, we talked about training some of the PCs and some of the LDs and keeping them enthusiastic about the work that's at hand. I will also work with the board and the executive director, I believe, Maritza, that's you, to come up with new and unique ideas to bring in new PCs. I think that's important. We have to fill all those slates because, as you know, when you have those slates filled, that takes over a couple blocks and we really re-energize and ignite our neighbors and ignite our communities to go out and vote Democratic from top to bottom. Okay. I think it's important for us to work to identify and support candidates well in advance, far in advance of the election. So I'd like for us to start thinking about that and getting some good names put forward that we can be proud of and get behind and go full throttle to try and get those individuals elected. I think we work to engage all of our high efficacy Democrats who are not yet engaged in the legislative community. There's a lot of people out there that's voting and they do not miss the opportunity to vote. But I don't think we do a good job in reaching out to them and pulling them into the mix on the legislative district side. So I think we need to identify those individuals and come up with a very strong strategic plan and go out and reach them and pull them in and get them involved. Either whether that's in the form of fundraising and giving or giving of their time and becoming PCs and LDs as well. So that's a strategy that we're very excited about trying to implement. We'll partner with high schools to get young Democrat clubs, organizations, and organize on some of these campuses so we can continue to educate the young folks and express to them the importance of their involvement coming out and helping the efforts of campaigning and canvassing as well as voting. So that's another one that we're excited about. And facilitate LD chair workshops to meet and exchange ideas and foster engagement countywide and across all of our LDs. So I am very excited about some of the things that I can come in and immediately do to create an impact and get us ready for success in 2022 so we can win more of these state house seats and more of these state representative seats. I know I've been around for quite some time, and as an African American, I noticed that, when I got here, it was Art Hamilton and Clovis Campbell. And I think Leah Landrum was the only African-American senator at the time. I don't even know that we have one now, so we have to change that. I know we have Reginald Boulding in there now, but I hate just seeing the Democratic Party continue to be the minority whip, and it's time to change that. We have to win more of those seats, and like I say, challenge the governor's seat. We did a very fantastic job the last time, but we got to win it. Okay. Is there anything else I'd like to share? Like I said, Weed and Sports Solution, we launched that in the South Phoenix community for kids 18 to 19 years old. I was also a chairperson for the Phoenix Urban Expo, for the job fair as well as the workshops when we launched that several years back. So, I have a tremendous amount of experience, a lot of passion towards the community, and a lot of passion towards serving. And I will certainly be available to each and every one of you to try and maximize our position as a party and get the results that we need to see happen to really turn this county and the state blue. So I'm grateful for the work of the people before us. There's still quite a bit for us to do. And I'm grateful for the opportunity of being in a position to try and do some of those. Thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate you. And I look forward to meeting you in person, especially once this COVID-19 era passes us by. Thank you again.